Welcome everybody to the Urban Forestry Board meeting on Monday, January 12th. First we'll have roll call.
Vice Chair Kohler.
Here.
Board Member Curtis.
Here.
And Board Member Tinsley.
Here.
Vice Chair, we have quorum.
Thank you, and Robert's on his way. Secondly, we're going to approve the agenda. Somebody want to make a motion?
I move to approve the agenda for January 12th.
I second that motion. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, it's approved. And now approval of minutes from our December 8th meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from December 8th, 2025.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 None opposed? They're approved. Are there any visitors today? I don't see any.
There's
other?
no visitor communication.
Okay. Board business, Adams Avenue Streetscape Project Proposed Tree Removals.
Good afternoon, Board. Happy 2026. In the packets, we have trees that have been noted for removal as part of our Adams Streetscape improvements. Just to kind of summarize the project, which was originally designed in 2019, went through a couple round of updates, and we are moving forward with design. About 99% design, going out to bids for that project. These 5 trees were identified as being removed. We were able to work around maybe just as many, if not more, trees. We were able to preserve them in design. These trees, we just, for one reason or another, were not able to work around. On a plus side, we estimate about 200 trees are going to be planted throughout the corridor as street trees, both in kind of planter bases in sidewalk as well as blowout in each areas.
And Adams. Wow, that's a lot.
So it looks similar to kind of the streetscape you see on Main Avenue. The western half of it will be more of that sidewalk and diagonal parking, whereas the east side of it will be meandering asphalt path and parallel parking. Just to reflect the more residential nature of that side.
Yeah, that's nice.
So you said 5 trees, correct?
Correct.
Because I'm seeing 6 photos.
I think there's a double of different aspect. This is the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yes, the first page is 2 photos of the same tree.
Okay.
Just so you folks understand where it was. I realize there's other trees in the background. It's a little on the smaller side. And then Avery did provide some reports from his inspection.
I didn't see there's the. I was checking to see if I was well oriented, but the cottonwood. I know the one by the pottery studio. I didn't see it marked on the plans.
It was added.
Oh, okay.
later on
Thank you.
as these plans were made.
Okay. I see it here.
It is primarily on private property, a little bit right away as well.
Okay.
That one particular tree, the adjacent property and business owner is interested in having it removed. It sheds branches quite a bit.
Yeah.
The designated parking immediately in front of that business is right under that tree. And so in the interest of not damaging cars and also having falling debris on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like good risk mitigation.
Okay, any other discussion about these?
I don't have any concerns with the removal of the 5.
Okay,
I don't either.
and I don't either, so does someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the proposed removal of the, let's see, 5 total? Trees that correspond with improvements along Adams Avenue.
Is there a second?
Oh, I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
None opposed? It passes. Creekside Campground tree dead 14-inch DBH Ponderosa is next.
A little bit of background, if you'd like, on that situation. I was out, Jackson and I have been talking about monitoring of the trees at the campground, and while I was out doing that, I noticed a lot of stuff having caught that it looks like archaeal damage, but it's a little difficult to tell. I think we were investigating the tree, but it has no free fall.
Okay, so removal is recommended. Somebody want to make a motion? I'm fine with that.
I move to have the dead Ponderosa adjacent to the restrooms at Creekside Campground removed.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Motion passes to remove the dead 14-inch Ponderosa. And now we have another Creekside tree, storm damaged 28-inch DBH Ponderosa.
It's another one, and maybe Jackson, in case you have a little more information about it, but went out to check this out. It looks like it failed. A significant portion of the leader fell out, and sounds like it damaged a couple of other trees as well. It's a little interesting in that when I look at the tree as it stands currently, it seems like kind of that hazardous condition.
It was a codominant, so it too.
It sounds like it was a little difficult for me to see it on the ground. I think it's a little bit heavy to clean up already, so, but it sounds like it was
Yeah, so the weak part is what broke.
Yeah, I'm not completely confident that the tree will thrive after
Sure.
this. But it seems like with the campground being closed, we have a few months to do this monitor
Sure.
and think about it, maybe put it on the agenda for April or whenever the campground is.
28-inch DBH is significant.
It's a
though. Looks like a nice tree. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it responded well and maintained alive moving forward, it never necessarily is only a consideration for the owner of the tree that's weak in front of the beetle infestation.
Yeah.
Other consideration, but yeah, I could leave that up to you all as far as your decision, but that would be my recommendation.
Okay.
This was a result of that wind rain event we had late December.
Yeah. And then it took out a couple, a choke cherry and a juniper. Was that about the extent of the damage at the Creekside for that wind event?
As far as we can tell, there was a tree limb Excalibur into the ground that we had to get some heavy equipment
of indicative of Forest Health and their,
Yeah.
you know, like, hats off to Public Works and former board members for, that was a heavy wind and rain event.
We're lucky it fell the way it did because it could have
Taking out the restroom.
No, that was kind of past the play structure there,
Oh,
right on the edge of the property, so it could have taken out a fence,
Yeah, I can kind of
fire
see that.
fire hydrant, and yeah.
Yeah.
So Avery's recommendation is to retain and monitor, and I would certainly be in favor of that.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
I'll make a motion to adhere to City Forestry's recommendation to retain and monitor the 28-inch Ponderosa pine that lost its top at Creekside Campground.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed, it passes. We'll retain and watch that damaged 28-inch DBH Ponderosa at Creekside Campground. Other business, city forester updates.
I don't have a ton this month, but tomorrow, if any of you have free time, at the Broken Top Bottle Shop in Bend, at 4 to 5:30, myself and the city manager, Forestry, will be doing a presentation on preservation of trees and nuisances.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Going through the techniques you can use, some of the history of city of Bend's new code over the last year, so how that's fared and how impactful it's been for the community there. Yeah. So if you're interested,
Thanks, Avery.
check it out. But other than that, don't have any other updates.
Thanks for representing the city. I don't know if you are officially, but thanks for showing up.
So that's 4 to 5:30 p.m. tomorrow,
Yes.
Tuesday, the 13th, and it's at Broken Top Bottle Shop
Yeah.
in Bend. Okay. Well, that's great. I hope it goes well. Staff updates, Casey?
I believe Jackson has one or two items we wanted to touch upon. I think Arbor Day being one of them.
Yeah, so with Arbor Day coming up, staff have been putting some brainstorming ideas out there. We have a count for trees. We have about 24 Ponderosa saplings remaining from past Arbor Day celebrations. We're hoping to get those in the ground somewhere. We are asking UFB as well as the Parks Board on brainstorming some potential locations where we could have an Arbor Day for this year. We don't need any responses now. You're more than welcome to throw some out there, but if you have any ideas, you're more than welcome to let us know.
Okay.
I have one. Well, a couple actually. Because of the trees that have come down as you leave the roundabout coming into Sisters from Bend, as you leave the roundabout, we've lost a big tree right here, and then across the street, at least one big Ponderosa has been taken down recently. And I was driving in and just thinking, wow, there are fewer and fewer Ponderosas to look at when you come in from that side. And I would guess that there might be a few already planned for the roundabout area, don't know. But I would love to see us put in intentionally some more Ponderosas. Right over here.
You have different younger age class too, thinking ahead, knowing that by the 20 years from now,
Yeah.
we'll have lost more, and having that next generation come underneath would be nice to think about. Yeah, you come to appreciate, like, we've reviewed a few in here, which I admittedly have overlooked until they came to our attention, ones that are 10, 15 feet tall, and then I see them and I'm like, look at you.
Yeah.
They're, quite robust, and that's the next generation, but it's interesting to think about the age class dynamics in the city. So that's, yeah, I like that idea. It's not so much these open spaces necessarily. It wouldn't be a exempting those, but just thinking about where do we already have trees that are designated green spaces where they're growing well, that we can just give that understory. I think about the Village Green, even there's a couple real young ones there, and I know that's hard because it's so heavily used. Protecting trees in that space feels impossible, but places like that where we love, and it's so much part of the aesthetic, is to have those ponderosas that are mature. What happens in 20 years, which isn't that far away. I'll keep my eyes open, thinking about those 24 saplings. Thanks, Jackson. That's a good idea, Teresa. Can you, Avery, give us a little parameters about kind of minimum, if we're hoping to plant these saplings in a space where they can live for 100 plus years, what would be sort of the minimum space they would need from like really hardened areas? So not at the edge of this parking lot, as an example.
My own ideas, I have some that I
Sure.
would also want to look at the city standard. They probably have some for distances between. Well, there's line of sight.
Yes.
There's also other regulations. There's a lot of things to look at. I would guess there's limitations on that. I would have to dig into that. So maybe next month we can give them a little feedback. I mean, but just if you had no other conflicts, you might wonder if you need to
Okay. It could be both. It could be, looking without too much understanding, but other than just like prudent sense of spacing and parking areas and growth. I'm sure collectively we'll notice different areas and then kind of run it through, what's it close to targets and or spacing.
I know street trees have a spacing about 30, 35 feet in that range.
Okay.
And non-street trees don't have.
Okay. Well, like Firewise is always the one that we come up to. That's, I think, starting to get more ingrained into our vocabulary of the way we think about things. Keep those setbacks from structures.
Maybe we had 2 or 3 proposed areas.
And then to,
Then we could look and see how many trees we could fit in there, because, there's so many different variables.
Yes.
depending on the site, but if we looked at a specific site, we said, okay, here we have
Run it
site
through.
issues, here we have street sign,
yes.
we might be able to fit this in. So it's kind of like a plan
Yeah.
per site, and then maybe
Okay.
which area might maximize our opportunity.
Yeah. I like that approach. Thank you.
I don't know if this is an appropriate site or meets the management plan for the park, but it always felt like Cliff Clemens has like a lot of sun. I think maybe putting some bigger or trees that have the potential to grow bigger in an already irrigated area on the east side could be a good, a little bit more equitable to shade and those heat sinks when we start thinking about kind of urban planning. Again, I don't know if I know that would have to go also to the Parks Board.
I think the trees that are there have been Arbor Day event trees.
At least one set was.
Oh, one set. So,
And we talked, maybe like a couple years ago, Cliff Clemens was one of the ideas for adding, as people pull into park, parallel parking, the diagonal parking, along that whole side could use more trees. And so we talked about just having a line of some kind of trees, but then we chose a different area that year. But yeah, it needs more shade, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cliff Clemens was this site 3 hours ago. Those
What tree species? Again, I don't really go over there very much.
if bur oaks.
Okay.
Maples.
Yeah, I didn't think they were
Oaks.
pondos.
to your point, it's well irrigated.
Mhm.
The trees look great. They're all growing very well, very quickly.
Nice, those shade and tolerant trees. I love that area too.
Yeah, it's great.
Any other staff items?
I don't believe so, yeah.
Okay. Board member comments? No. Okay, I have just a quick update. The Heritage Tree Grove application was discussed on January 9th, and I talked briefly today with our contact there, Beth, and they did not come to any conclusion about it. Evidently, there was a lot of discussion, and they have some new board members, and she was just telling me this verbally. I didn't receive any written communication yet. She was saying they were having difficulty understanding or coming to a conclusion about what the story to be told about the trees should be. And we had submitted along the lines of, with their direction, along the lines of old Indian trails and how that might have worked from that area up through Indian Ford, up to the base of Black Butte, and done a lot of research to that to support and document that. But now they introduced the idea, well, there should be a logging history. So we await written communication from them, and then we'll take it from there. They won't meet again until April. City liaison?
Could I ask a question?
Yeah.
I know you, are there multiple ways that it qualifies? Is it through both that story or heritage or historical aspect, but in this case, to some degree, we're looking at just trees like average that have fully mature, as big as they get, Ponderosas. Well, of course, there are future years with those, but, and in some cases, I think maybe that's a qualification, but I wonder what they, anyway, just a thought.
Yeah.
If it comes to that, maybe they qualify for a number of reasons, not just, some of their story. I'm sure that was helpful. Was that clear what I said?
Yes. I mean, if I heard you right, it was the point being made is there a way to qualify them just based on their qualities as mature trees, apart from the story associated with. But this board seems to be very keen about the story associated with that you can tell the public, I guess. I did ask, I said, well, is there a way to review the meeting, the discussion? And she thought that probably there was, but there's no regular posting of their videos. So she's going to see if she can find that for me. And if she does, I will share it with you and you. Yeah.
I know that that's all volunteer work too, so.
Yeah.
Cool that they're trying to help, I'm sure it's.
Yeah. Okay, and Cheryl, do you have anything to share with us? City Council liaison comments?
I looked over the minutes from the last meeting, and in my absence, I appreciate Councilor McDougal being here and bringing up, thinking ahead as we expand our urban growth boundary and start annexing properties in potentially, if property owners are interested in doing that. And I think it is really key for us to keep in mind the City Parks Board and the Urban Forestry Board as we discuss
Thanks, Counselor. All right. Anything else? All right, so we'll adjourn this meeting. It's 3:28 on January 12th, and we'll see you in February. Thank you.